Hi, beautiful people. Thank you so much for clicking in. My name is Sianoki, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. Now, just look at this goodness. Just look at this bread. This is coconut bread, beautiful people, and it is very, very delicious. It is soft, it is tasty, and trust me, when you bake this bread, it's so easy to put together. You may just not buy bread again unless you are very tired. Trust me. Let's get right into the video. For this recipe, I'm adding some yeast to 4 cups of hard flour, some sugar, desiccated coconut, salt, cinnamon, and some milk powder. I have the recipe of how I made the cinnamon at home and also the desiccated coconut. I'll leave that in my description box together with the exact measures um, of the ingredients I'm using for this recipe. Okay, so I'm making some wool and I'm adding some lukewarm water. If you are not using milk powder for this recipe, you can substitute the water with some, milk, some full cream milk. Okay, but I mean, anything goes. You don't necessarily have to add milk to this recipe. Milk or without milk, it works perfectly. Now, when I'm mixing my dough, especially when I'm making bread without my exact measures, I prefer having my dough very soft. Okay, that way I can easily correct it with flour. Now I cleaned my surface this time with some vinegar. Okay, last time I squeezed some lemon and then cleaned it. So these are things you can use to clean your working surface. Okay, then I added 2 tablespoons of margarine, and I'm going to knead that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when I'm not sure about my measures, this was the first time I was using this type of measurement. Okay, I go in for a softer dough because I know I can easily correct it with a flour. However, if I go in for a hard dough, it's so hard to correct that. Okay, because you can't add water to the dough that had already formed. So this is one of my tips that I'm sharing with you. Rather want to go in for some soft dough that you can easily correct with flour. So at this point, all I'm doing is working the dough, kneading the dough. Okay, and you want the dough to be soft. If you want a soft bread, you should make sure that you're having a soft dough as well. So don't be so tempted to add a lot of flour if it is sticking. Once you can work, okay, once you can work on the dough, you don't have to worry so much about using flour to avoid the dough from sticking on the surface. You can just use some of the butter, okay, grease it on your surface, then you can knead it. You only add flour when you can't work it like I'm doing, like when it's so hard to work it. Okay, now for you to know that your dough is ready, when you press your fingers on, it should come up immediately. So I did it, it didn't come up like the way I wanted, so I'm just kneading this further. And I've said it several times on this channel that one way that you can easily knead your dough is by hitting it on your surface several times. You can hit this on your surface several times, and it will be very easy for you to knead your dough. So at this point, you see I press my hand on it and it comes up easily. So I'm just going to cover this up, and then keep it in my microwave with the light open. You can keep it in any warm area. Okay, so about 45 minutes I go check on the dough, and this is how it is looking. I am just going to punch the air out of this dough, and then we continue with our recipe. At this point, I remind you to give this video a thumbs up if you've not done that already. It's a way of supporting my channel, and kindly subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much. So now we are done with the dough has risen nicely, and all I'm coming to do now is to shape the dough. And this is freestyle, guys. Like, you want to shape the dough however you want it. I'm just putting them into compartments, okay, just to bring a little difference, because I've been sharing a number of bread recipes on this channel, and there's more coming. So I always try to do something different to it, but then all the time I'm sharing different ways by which you can make the same bread. Okay, so I'm going to also put this away, and this is after 30 minutes. This is how it is looking. It really depends on how warm the weather is. It could keep longer, okay, but this was what's worked for me. So now what I'm doing is brushing this bread with some egg wash. This is basically 1 egg with a tablespoon of milk, okay, that I added to it. You can just use water as well, and I'm going to spread this egg all over this bread. Once that is done, I have my sesame seeds around that I don't joke with at all. I'm going to sprinkle that on the bread, and the egg wash is going to give the bread a beautiful color, and then it's also going to help this sesame seed stick nicely onto the bread. So I pop it into my oven for just 25 to 30 minutes under medium heat, and oh, guys, see, is this not looking good? Oh, just look at that. So beautiful. And trust me, this was very delicious. Making bread is not that complicated. I've had questions from some friends and some subscribers that, like, they've been trying and it's been hard. Just use the measures, use the tricks, use the tips that I've been saying, especially with the kneading of the dough, and you find that making this is really, really, really easy. And this way you're able to control your ingredients, control your sugar and everything. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in another video. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.